Shalom. First of all, let's start off by giving all great honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakdash. Double honor to Jesus, our lesson of us, a great millstone, likewise, brothers, put on this truth. 50 fearlessly feeding the sheep and do brothers and sisters. Tuning in, Shalom. Today's lesson's title, Know Your Value, Jake. Now, you saw in the opening clip there, the scenes, like this all across Great Babylon, America. And this is the best that Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, can provide for the children of Israel. In fact, they laugh, they enjoy seeing us in this state, okay, because they know who we are, okay, the elites, the people that run this earth, okay, and this is why you see so many of these other tribes, and especially the Edomites, the so-called white people, they look down at us as if we are worthless, add no value or anything like that, because, they have set up a system that has our people in this state there. But we're here to tell you, Jake, know your value. And we understand that you would not consider what we are saying, because let's go to the first scripture. This is the book of Isaiah 1:3. It reads, "The ox knoweth his owner, and ass his master's crib, but Israel do not know. My people do not consider." You're not considering what we're saying to you, that you are the chosen people of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that you're a special people, that you're gifted, that you're beautiful, okay, that you're righteous, okay? But we're here because of a judgment that we received from the Most High, Yahweh Shai, for being disobedient children, okay, pursuing the Deuteronomy 28. Okay, we didn't appreciate what we had. We didn't appreciate being, royalties, dignitaries, the people that the rest of the children of man, look up to. We chose to be degenerates, and this is the reason why you see us in this state. However, consider this: you are the most valuable human being on this earth, Jakes. Okay, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, and Hispanic. Let's go into Jeremiah 10 and verse 16. It reads, "The portion of Jacob, which is the 12th tribe of Israel, is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, Lord of hosts, is his name." Okay, so we have an inheritance. Okay, our inheritance is very different from what the inheritance of Esau is. Esau, he has the fatness of the earth. He uses the sword to get what he wants. He steals, he takes, he plunders, he pillages, he rapes, he murders. It doesn't matter. Nothing is actually this man wouldn't do to have his wealth. And look what he has our people in. They go, then they hand out bread, candies, and then they want to stick you with a needle, and this is them supposedly doing good, and, of course, you feel like your life has no value to it, that you're nothing. Okay, there can't be a power that looks at you as his favorite people. Yes, there is, Jake. There is, okay? And keep in mind that the prophets are on the highway and the byway. Okay, we're at war. Okay, we're at war. We're at a spiritual war. Okay, we have signs. These Edomites, okay, Esau, the elites, okay, the so-called white people, they have Hollywood. All the special effects, unlimited budget. We on street corners, on our sofa, at a desk, they have boardrooms, they have, vast, town halls that they could get together and plot and plan and come up with different ways and how they can keep our people in darkness, okay, keep you in darkness, okay? But we're at a war, a spiritual war, and we can go into the book of Daniel 7, verse 25, it reads, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end." And we preach it to you. What is basically, what do we really preach when we go there? We talk about the end of Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man rulership. Okay, the destruction of Great Babylon, America. Okay, this is its capital. Okay, this is this place that has a great military force. The petrodollar, just controls all the governments on this earth. This is going to be destroyed. Okay. And that's what we constantly talk about, the destruction, the judgment of the Lord, how about Shemashah is going to bring on Great Babylon, America. Continuing, it says, "And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven should be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. See that? Okay, so you see in this picture here, what you have, Jason, they have a choice. Okay, they can either, wallow, in their sorrows and, take whatever crumbs they can get from the so-called white man. As you can see, these elites on the left, they're trying to give you what? Crumbs, basically. This is their level of success. Okay, and for you, modest house, a modest car, you can travel, you can eat, spend a little bit of money with their faces on the currency. Okay, what we're telling you is that your inheritance is significantly greater. Take a look at it, Jake. Look on the right. What is there to think about? What is there to think about? Look at it. Okay, you're going to live forever. You're going to be royalty. You're going to have these same Edomites, okay, these elites serving you. They're going to be your servants. Okay, you're going to be able to travel the galaxy or the universe. Okay, you can have more than you can even begin to imagine. Okay, a city of pure gold and precious stones, and the list goes on and on. What is there to think about? Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians 15, Star Wars 48 reads, us in the earthy, such a day also that are earthy, and us in the heavenly, such a day also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of power, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. See that? So on this earth, okay, on the left, we're in this earthly body, subject to death, pain, suffering, sorrow. And who's your God? Your God are these people that can't even stand in the sun for 20 minutes. Okay, but our inheritance is the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be on earth. Okay, in which we are going to be immortal. Okay, you're going to be changed. Okay, never dying. Never have to thirst. Okay, we're not going to be wicked. We're not going to go off anymore. Think about that. We're going to be very close to the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Okay, so this change is coming. Why? Because this is a temporary situation that we're in. Okay, yeah, we're down and out. Okay, we're down and out. I got it, man. It seems like the ball is in their corner, and the ball is in their corner for now. But guess who's controlling the ball? Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Lord of hosts, who's our power. Okay, he's controlling it. So this is a temporary situation. But, Jake, if you don't want to listen, okay, and if you choose to go to the left, or you choose to go and listen to the elites, you choose to go and get your reward right now, rather than getting the greatest reward, which is everlasting life, peace, rulership, dominion over the tribes on this earth. Then, let's go to Zephaniah 2 and 3. Read, seek ye the Lord, Yahweh Shai, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. So we messed up. We're getting it. Okay, and there's those of us, okay, part of the 130 elect, that admits it. We were wicked. We are still wicked. We hope to have mercy shown to us. Continuing on, it says, seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's Yahweh Shai anger. So at the end of the day, as we always preach, this place is going to be destroyed. So if you choose left, at the end of the day, you're going to get this. Lord willing, the elect was edified. Let us close out by giving all great honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Shalom.